welcome back to my channel. We're here today to start our discussion of The Village Weavers by Miriam J.A. Chansey. This is the group read for CaribAthon, so happy CaribAthon. I hope you've been participating. If this is your first book that you're reading for the readathon, then that's fine. As long as you read one book, you're a participant. So we're going to be talking about this book in the next few videos. The intention is to have a discussion every day. I shared the reading schedule, so if you started today, we're up to page 40, and so in this video we will talk about the book up to page 40. If you have read past page 40, I'm going to ask that in the discussion you don't spoil anything that comes later. I'm going to be keeping to the reading schedule just so that I make sure that I can't spoil anything, because I don't know anything. But I may share predictions if I have them. I don't know, we'll see. So up to page 40 so far, I have found the book to be pretty immersive. The author has set a really good framework. She's laid really good foundation for telling a story, a family saga that includes relationships between family members, biological family, as well as relational family. There are some adopted family members being mentioned here. It also seems that there may be people here who are related but may not necessarily know all the connections between them. So I'm really enjoying that. I love reading about family sagas. I really enjoy getting multi-generational looks at a family. I'm also really enjoying this mythological discussion about the Simbi and trying to think about how this is going to be incorporated in this family story. That's pretty exciting. So far we're getting the story of Gertie and Simone, also known as Cece, and Cece's sister Marguerite is also mentioned. I found it really interesting that Gertie had a chicken, chicken also named Marguerite. And like, what does that mean for someone to own something that obviously doesn't mean anything to anyone else? Because there's a scene here where the chicken is killed, like right in front of them. Chicken being killed right in front of two young girls. So obviously, you know, this is telling us that this is a place and time where there isn't any value on this animal life. And yet this chicken carries the name of Simone's sister. So we are seeing in very distinct ways, without the author necessarily saying it, she's showing us that Simone's family, their place in the social hierarchy is definitely lower than in Gertie's life, because in Gertie's life, animals get the same names that the people in Simone's life have, but they're no more valued. That was a really striking scene for me. And so if you are someone who is reluctant to read about violence, even to animals, that may have been really striking for you. So my apologies if I just went into talking about it without saying trigger warning. So trigger warning. Aside from that, there is a phone call that seems to be bridging the lives of these two women who grew up and got close as children, but have obviously gone their separate ways as adults. And so that phone call early on in this first 40 pages, I don't think is the phone call that is mentioned in the synopsis. So in the synopsis, it says, a sudden phone call brings these two women together once more to reckon with and forgive the past. And so here we have this phone call where Gertie calls Simone. Is that how it went? They haven't spoken with each other in something like 20 years, and yet Gertie calls her to tell her that she is sick. And it's an illness that other people in both families have had. They've had bouts of cancer. And the reaction to the phone call is really interesting to me, because Gertie seems to expect Simone to react in a much more intimate way than she does. She expects this phone call that she is sick to be groundbreaking or earth-shattering for Simone. And Simone pretty much says, well, get your daughter to text me the results when you have them, and then she hangs up. And I find that to be fascinating, because while it is mentioned that these two people are on kind of opposite sides of the social spectrum, it was Gertie who was the one who was rich. It doesn't seem like Simone is funding her medical treatment, so why does she react that way? So I'm really looking forward to what comes next. That was the first 40 pages or so. I'm really intrigued by what the author has shown us of Gertie's early life and where she has gone to as an adult, but also Simone's start in life and where she has gotten, and why it is that these two women who started off maybe poised to be separate because of their social standing and yet became close, why they have been separated and yet still seem to have that link. So looking forward to the next check-in. Would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the first 40 pages or so. So thank you so much for joining me today. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the next check-in. I hope you join me. I hope you'll be able to keep up with the reading schedule so that we can read this book in a week and chat about it along the way. So thank you so much for being here. And until we come back for another video, happy CaribAthon, happy reading. Bye.